Hey guys, how you doing? Today I thought I would take you with me on a doctor's visit here in Vietnam. Get an idea of what to expect and how much it'll cost. So now I'm at Family Hospital here in Danang. It's my first time to this hospital actually, and so I'm not really sure what's inside, but we'll find out. Yeah, so that's it. Let's get going.
You check health, check.
I have an appointment.
But no. So you have a course? 7 days. You have a course or sneezing?
No, nothing. No coronavirus symptoms.
You have an airplane? You have an airplane? Airplane? Yeah?
No.
No.
No, I've been here for 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
So you
got a
come back?
sticker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back.
So you come back?
Okay.
And you go your room?
To the room, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4?
Yeah.
Or 2, 4, 3. Okay. So I go back in the main?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I gotta go back here. Go to room 234. Hi. And that's all I can show you. Unfortunately, the staff asked me not to film inside the building, so I had to stop, and I can't show you what I did get. I only got a couple of minutes anyway. Nothing really. I mean, it would have given you a little bit of an idea what it looks like inside, but basically it's just a standard hospital. So anyway, I can't show you with video everything that happened, but I can tell you about it. Now, if you just want to get to the nitty gritty and find out what the cost was, maybe you just want to know how much it costs. I'll put the timestamp in the description, and you should see it on the timeline on the video, so you could skip ahead to that. But if you'd like to know more about, how the experience of going to the hospital and getting treated is like, stick around, because that's what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so after the video, I walk into the hospital. My first impression of the place is, pretty typical, kind of the same atmosphere, the same look that I would have expected at a hospital in Canada, for example. You could tell that the building's not brand new. It's more than a few years old, but it's well maintained. Things look hygienic, clean. I'm not getting any weird vibes from this place. So I'm pretty comfortable. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so anyway, walk in, go to the second floor as I was asked to do. And once I get there, I have to fill out another form with my name and my address, which I did, in the video part. So that's the second time. I think three or four times I had to fill out my information. But anyway, so get on the second floor, do that, and then they send me to the doctor's office. But not alone. They sent an interpreter / interpreter with me to the doctor, which was kind of cool. Nice guy, he came with me, he waited with me, went into the doctor's office with me, and all of that was, as far as I know, free, because it wasn't charged on my, itemized bill. So I guess that's free, unless they're charging me more, unless they're charging foreigners more for visits. It's free, so that's really nice, Turns out I didn't really need a translator because the doctor spoke very good English, and I had no problem understanding her, and she had no problem understanding me. So I didn't actually need a translator in this particular case, but it was nice to have him there with me and know that, if I did need one, he was there for it. So that's cool. Maybe there are doctors in the hospital that don't speak English as well as the one I met. So perhaps having an interpreter there with you can be a big help, depending on who it is that you're seeing, or perhaps maybe some of the language, maybe they're not familiar with some of the English words that you might use, et cetera, et cetera. So it is a bit reassuring to have someone there with you to, make sure that the communication is clear and accurate. So that was nice. So anyway, so yes. Now, after waiting a little while and, having some conversation with my translator, who was a really nice guy, we go into the doctor's office. Now, I guess I should tell you, if I haven't already, what I was there for. So the doctor was a dermatologist because I had two issues I wanted to get checked out. One was I suspected that I had a plantar wart on my foot, and the other was on my head. I had this thing growing for the last several months, and for the first few months of it, I really didn't think much of it. I kept shaving over it, and it was just kind of a rough patch. And then I thought, maybe I shouldn't shave this thing, whatever it is that's growing on my head. I didn't realize it was a growth, really. I thought it was a scrape for the first, few months. And then I thought, let's stop shaving it and shave around it and see what happens. And sure enough, it started to grow outwards more. So that concerned me. And I thought I might have an actinic keratosis. Now, actinic keratosis, the problem is it's not just a cosmetic, thing. It's something that can actually become malignant. About 10% of them do, according to what I read. And I figured that's probably what it was. So I wanted to get that checked out, get it confirmed, and get it treated if I needed to. So back to the doctor's office, I tell her, about my wart on my foot and the thing on my head. And she takes a look at both. And then she says, okay, so with the wart, what we can do is we can laser CO2. They called it laser CO2 in the hospital. I don't know if there's a different name. I don't know if the official name is different in English or not. But anyway, so she said, we can burn it off with the laser. But if we do that, you'll end up with a wound, an actual, an open wound on your foot. And that's going to interfere with your day-to-day life because it's on your foot. So, you won't be jogging or, you'll probably want to stay off your feet as much as possible during that time. So that's that. And I believe she also said that if I wanted to, I could get it frozen, with liquid nitrogen. But they don't do that at this hospital. I'd have to go to the dermatology hospital in Danang for that, which would involve, another appointment and extra cost and all this. So I said, okay, well, I'll think about what to do because, in Canada we have this stuff called compound W, which is salicylic acid, right? Put that on a wart and then it eats away at it over like a few days, a week or so, and then it falls off. So I thought, well, if they have that available here, I'll just buy some of that. So I asked the doctor, I said, what about salicylic acid? And she said, yeah, you could go on the net and buy this stuff called Wart Off, which is an Australian product that they sell on Shopee. So you could do that. So I thought, okay, so I'll just think about what it is I want to do because I'd rather not have an open wound on my foot for 2 weeks. So that was that. Then we talked about the thing on my head, which she said, yes, it's an actinic keratosis, and it's recommended, of course, to remove it and also get a biopsy. So I'm like, well, how much is a biopsy? So she looks it up and she says, it's like, whatever, $50 US, give or take. So I'm thinking, okay, well, that's $50 US. And I'm like, so here's the thing. If we take it off, what does it matter whether it was cancerous or not? Like, it's gone, right? So I'll be okay. And she's like, well, yeah, but, if we do a biopsy and we find out that it's not cancerous, then we know that there's nothing to worry about. If we find out that it is cancerous, we probably want to see you again just to make extra sure that, there's been no spreading or anything like that. It is what I understood her to say anyway. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. And I thought about it. I thought, well, $50 is $50. Why throw away $50? So part of my brain's like, well, the whole visit other than that would cost $50. I'll get to the costs in a minute, itemized costs. But so in my head, I'm just like, So finally I thought, yeah, okay, well, don't be stupid, Syl. It's only $50. It's nothing. And I will sleep a lot better if I just get the biopsy and find out, is there anything else to worry about? Is there not anything else to worry about? Because if I didn't pay it, if I didn't spend the money for it, I would probably wake up. No, I wouldn't wake up. I wouldn't wake up. Sorry. I would find myself thinking in a few months from now, gee, wonder if there's cancer spreading through my body right now without me knowing it. I wouldn't want that. So I thought, what the hell? Let's do the biopsy as well. So I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't think I did. I don't recall if she gave me like a freezing option for this thing as well or not. I think she might have. But either way, I just went ahead and got it removed immediately. So we did it using the laser CO2. So I left the doctor's office, go into the laser CO2 room for the procedure, and I lay down on the table. They injected me with lidocaine, I think it was, some kind of freezing agent. So they numb that area of the skull. And I thought we'd wait a few minutes for it to, take effect, but there was no waiting needed. It was immediate. They put in the needle, and 30 seconds later, they were bzz, 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 they were ablating it. And so that was it. There was no pain. Like, there was a tiny little pinprick. I mean, just like equivalent to a pinch, honestly, when I got the needle. But after that, when the technician was burning off. Oh, I should show it to you. Check it out. That's it right there. Can you see it? Kind of. Anyway, I think you can see it. I don't know where it is without looking in a mirror, but so that's what's left over after the burning. And the worst part about the procedure, there was no pain, but the worst part was the smell, because there was very much a burning smell, like a flesh burning smell. So I could just smell it. It's not a pleasant smell. So I'm just kind of sitting there, man, that's kind of strong, Burning Syl is strong. But anyway, that lasted, I don't know, a little over 5 minutes. I guess it felt like, I don't know, might have been around 5 minutes. So they were just like bzz, 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 and taking that off. Then when I was done, they probably put something on it and then put a Band-Aid on it. And then they said, okay, so this is what you need to do. They gave me some medication, which was included in the hospital bill. So one was iodine. So I have to put this on twice a day. So I put this on and let it dry. And then I got to put this stuff on. It was just tetracycline gel. And put this on, let it dry, then put some of this stuff on. I got to do this twice a day. Now this came with, when I left the hospital, they gave me this. And I had to buy this stuff separately at a pharmacy. So this is called Curiosin gel. And the best I can make out is it's like, I don't know what's in it, but it's to help the scar healing. So I'm supposed to put this on like 3, 4, 5 times a day. Pretty much whenever I remember, just put some on. And it's there to help heal better or faster. Of course, iodine is to disinfect, if I'm not mistaken. And tetracycline is an antibiotic, so prevent reinfection. So that's all my medication. So now let's talk about the costs. The consultation, that's just a visit, just to see the doctor, talk to her. And by the way, she was great. I have to say that, I didn't feel under any pressure to hurry up and get out of there. This is something I get a lot in Canada. Whenever I go to see a doctor in Canada, I always feel like they really want to get you out really fast. And maybe they do. I know they're busy. I know they've got lots of patients and you got the free health care, but you also have very busy doctors. So that's the one thing. In Canada, I feel a lot of pressure to get in and out. Here, I didn't feel that at all. I felt like I could talk to, I talked to her about both these issues, plus a couple of other things that I wanted to ask questions about. And at no time did they make me feel like I was, taking too long or that there were too many questions. Very nice, very good treatment is how I felt about it. And the part that surprised me the most is 400,000 Vietnamese dong is under $20 US. It's about 25 bucks Canadian, give or take. I have a doctor in front of me. I have a translator as well with me. And we must have talked for a good 15 to 20 minutes. I don't think it was less than that. I don't know. It had to be at least 10. Like, if I'm completely off my rocker and my estimate is completely wrong, I'd say minimum 10 minutes. But I'm pretty sure it was more like 20. For 25 Canadian, for less than 20 bucks US, I took up 20 minutes, maybe it might have been 25, I don't know. It felt like 20, 25 minutes of a doctor's time. That's crazy. I don't know if their salaries are subsidized. I don't know how that works, but for the money, it's shockingly cheap. The procedure itself, so the regular histopathology of fixing, transferring, molding, cutting, staining, biopsy sample. Oh, sorry. This is the biopsy, not the procedure. The biopsy to find out whether or not there's cancer in what they took off, that was 1,130,000 Vietnamese dong. That is approximately $50 US, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Check Google, but I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. So that was the most expensive, by far, most expensive thing on my bill. The next charge is the procedure. Procedure, surgery, cosmetics, laser CO2, 300,000. 300. That's less than $15 US. I think it's like 13-ish dollars US. That's crazy. Less than 15 bucks to do this, like to take away the actinic keratosis that was there. I had 2 technicians in the room while they were doing this. I had my translator was there as well. Oh, at times I had 2. I had one, of course, doing the procedure. I had my translator, and at other times there was a second technician that was coming in and out. And it took somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Didn't take that long, but still. And then, of course, there's the machine, the laser, to pay for. So to get this done for 15 bucks, wild. And lastly, the medicines that they included. So, not that one, sorry. A bottle of iodine. Now, I know iodine's not super expensive, but check this out. Do you know what I paid for this? Iodine. The povidine is the name, 5%. This is crazy. 6,824 Vietnamese dong. That, it's like 30 cents US. 30 cents US for this. This one, the tetracycline, was almost half that. 3,740 Vietnamese dong, which is like less than 20 cents US. So 20, are you kidding me? If this was Canada, this would probably cost me 10 bucks. I don't know how much it would cost, but there's no way it's going to cost less than $5 or $6 minimum, and could cost $15. I really don't know. I haven't checked, and I haven't checked here, but just look online and you'll see. To pay 20 cents for this, 25 cents Canadian, less than 25 cents Canadian, it's insane. Anyway, I can't get over it. Now this one, which I had to buy separately, was considerably more expensive. This was a lot more in line with like the normal cost of medications. However, I feel like it may still not have been very expensive overall, because these scar therapy gels tend to be very expensive, I think. Anyway, this one cost me, what did it cost me? 152, I think. Yeah, 152,000 Vietnamese dong. So about $9 Canadian, which would be what? $6 US, 650 US, 650 US. I don't know. Check the exchange rate, but it's along those lines. Still very, very cheap, super cheap. And who knows? Maybe I can use this, for other, if I ever get another wound that needs to be healed, and this helps prevent. I think the doctor said it helps prevent, a scar from forming a keloid, which is like when your skin turns rubbery, like when a scar turns rubbery and kind of bulges a bit. So anyway, so that is the cost of that. $9 Canadian, around 650 US, somewhere in there, maybe $6 US. And that is everything. That's my story and my experience at the family hospital in Da Nang. Now, do be careful. If you're ever in Da Nang and you need to go to the hospital and you want to go to this one, be careful that you're going to the right place. This is family hospital. There's another one called Family Clinic, and that's a completely different thing. It's, from what I understand, not even related to the family hospital. And I did see, don't take my word for it, I'm not reviewing that place, but I saw comments on Facebook saying that they charge a lot for their procedures compared to other places. Now, I do have experience in other hospitals as well. I've been to Vinmec Hospital, I've been to Danang General Hospital, and I've been to Pasteur Institute here in Da Nang as well. So I have other experiences that I may do videos on. Depends on the reaction to this one. If I get a lot of people who like it and it gets a good response, maybe I'll do videos about those as well. But anyhow, overall, I can tell you, as somebody who has been to not just one place, so I have more to compare it to. Yeah, I can tell you that family hospital, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's not, super modern. It's not like bleeding edge. It doesn't look like it was built last year. Vinmec is a really beautiful looking hospital, But family hospital, although it's not quite as new, I had no issues. I would easily go back there again. I thought hygienic, clean, staff seemed very knowledgeable. I really enjoyed my interaction with the doctor. She really made me feel like she knew what she was talking about, and was happy to answer my questions, didn't seem to want to push me out, or wasn't getting annoyed by so many questions. They had the translator there, who was a really nice guy, like trying to help me with everything. And, we had very pleasant conversation while we were waiting for the doctor to see me. So overall, like seriously, I'd say, overall, 10 out of 10. I have literally no complaints about my experience there. Now, it's not to say that other people might have received a different experience, might have had a different experience that I don't know. And, who knows, with a different doctor on a different day with a different issue, I can't speak for that. But I can say that I would not hesitate to go back here again. It's completely, it was a very, very good experience overall. I'm glad I went. They are going to call me in 4 or 5 days, I guess maybe 5 days from my visit, so 4 days from now, to tell me whether or not I need to go back for more testing. If the results come back benign, then I'll be all right. Don't need to go back in. If the results come back as malignant, then they'll want to see me again to make sure that they got everything. So just got to wait for that now. So I'll try to remember to do an update on that in the future. But for now, that's all I can do. So that's my story. I know it's a bit of a long video. Thanks for watching if you're still around. And if you have any questions about, hospital visits or this hospital visit in Danang, I'd be glad to try to answer your questions as best I can if I have the answers. So leave a comment, leave a question, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.